Feel the shock. The house will rock.
How's it going, guys?
Crunchcast.
Crunchcast, Forealism, in the studio, talking about Thunderstorm music video.
Yep.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Where should we start?
Let's start with the music video.
How about we talk about the song? What's the song? What's the song
Yeah,
about?
that's probably good. What's the song about? What's Thunderstorm about?
The song is about being a force of nature and the power of the mind to create or destroy.
Yeah.
We're relating that to being an artist. With that concept, we wanted the music video to tie in to the feel and sound and concept of what the song was. We were inspired a lot by this idea of the power of nature and gods, kaiju, aka Godzilla and the like. So that was something we wanted to bring, that Godzilla type of energy into the music video. So that was kind of where we started with. And let's describe the music video, what happens in the music video.
It is like a creation story. It's a summoning.
Yeah. What would be the summary of the music video?
Essentially what happens is there is a storm that rolls in, and then there's these beasts that are revealed in this creek environment. They're creating energy, they're building something, they're mixing elements of the environment together to make something new.
Conducting a ritual.
And they add their energy to that, and that creates a life form, which is the super freak.
Yeah.
Then they have to battle the super freak. They battle it, and ultimately their power became more power through it, so that made them stronger by defeating it.
So they battle the super freak and defeat it and power up.
Yeah.
They are harnessing the super freak's energy and transforming the super freak into its next phase of evolution.
Ultimately, that's what happens.
Right. There he is, the super freak.
Yep.
So we have Black Ram, the Beast, the Super Freak, and you have me, Lawrence, and you,
Thomas.
Thomas.
I am the Thunderstorm.
Inspiration. What were some of our inspirations to create the music video?
We looked at the giant monster movies. We were looking at some Godzilla. We looked at Ultraman, Power Rangers. I think Power Rangers was the initial. We wanted to be something like this. A lot of action, a lot of goofiness, weird characters.
Yeah. Talking about the song. The song has a very cinematic, larger than life or like monster vibe. That's the sense it gave us. So it made us think of these characters that, like the Beast and Ram, represent a force of nature. The song is about being a force of nature, so we wanted to represent that. It's also about creation.
Yeah.
The power of nature to create and the power that we have to create. So we wanted to represent these forces of nature creating something.
It's also like life itself. Those forces of nature being the beast and the ram, they're also life forms. They're fighting another life form. Basically, it's a struggle to survive, essentially. It's all chaos. The thunderstorm is chaos. That creates life. It can take life in some cases. That's why you need shelter from those things.
The thunderstorm creates chaos, but there's also an order that comes out of the chaos. So it starts out very fluid with atmosphere, sound, and wind.
Yeah.
And our choreography is represented in that. You know, we're doing these Qigong type movements. Qigong essentially is
the practice of energy.
Yeah.
The way of energy, right?
Right. Qi is like the life force or energy, and Gong is like the practice of or the way of. So it's the way of harnessing energy to create health and well-being and build up strength, which happens through the choreography as well. We start out with these Qigong movements, and then we go into a more defensive, moshing type martial arts, knees and elbows.
The song, it starts and ends the same way, but there is a result. The energy release, basically, that's the lightning or the thunderstorm. It could be represented as like a fight.
Yeah. So let's talk about references. Power Rangers, Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
So we were influenced by that. We wanted to bring in elements of that, have the same vibe, where it's crazy characters battling with this kind of cheesy fight scenes.
We were trying to come up with a plot for the music video, so we were like, okay, let's look at what does this make us think of? What's the vibe do we want to have here? We thought, okay, Godzilla, corny fight scene. That just made us think of Power Rangers. We watched a Power Rangers compilation with the song playing, and it was like, yeah, this is perfect. So we kind of just recreated that.
Ultraman as well.
Yeah.
Ultraman was another big influence on this.
On top of these things that we wanted to tell, which we already talked about, the creation story, balance of life or the chaos of life, and the struggle of fighting for survival.
Being a force of nature.
This thing was born into violence. It just was, and that's what it created because that's what it is.
The super freak. And then nature had to control it, show it who was actually in charge.
Yeah. I think what it's kind of saying is all of those things are the thunderstorm, or could be represented as that. They're all shooting lightning. They all have power too. They're all creating energy. That's life. The nervous system, the brain, the brainstorm. Let's talk about the things that we did to make these characters. So the beast and the ram are old designs. We had the big head versions of what we have now is the gold motherfucker.
The Black Ram and the Beast, BEA $T, were old characters that we had. We made these almost 10 years ago. We decided to use them for this video because these are versions of our characters that are a little bit more cartoony. The Beast suit is made of vinyl records. The suit itself is about 20 pounds. The helmet is like 7. So it is heavy, it is loud. But it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it has this like flashing shine that this material has a little different. This one looks more like water, reflective water. That one's more like glass.
And they're both representative of Thunderstorm.
Yeah.
In the motion and sound that they create. What are some of the other inspiration influences that we had? The standoff scene, which is happening here. This is like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
The Western movie.
The Westerns. Yeah. The finale of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
I think they did that in Kamen Rider too. They zoom in on the enemy's face and like really fast. Like
there's a standoff where it's a classic scene in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly where there's 3 of them and they're all looking at each other like, who's going to make the first move?
Yeah.
So we had these 3 characters. Obviously the 2 are a team, but there's a sense of like what's going to happen. So we decided that that was a perfect reference to use, but also homage to, or as some would say, homage to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yep.
Classic movie. Another reference that we were doing was 2001 Space Odyssey, which is another classic film by Stanley Kubrick. These characters, in the beginning, they're trudging through the creek or the swamp, and the beginning of that movie, there are pre-human hominids. They're basically like ape men that are battling another tribe, and then they create a weapon through bones, and then they use that to battle and defeat the other tribe, so that they take over that water source. So we're referencing that.
That's the reference here is basically them throwing rocks and sticks. They're starting to they build the fire pit.
Yeah.
It has the vibe of an ancient ritual that they're doing to create some kind of technology. Spawning this thing that is the super freak, that automatically makes their power with lightning stronger. Like that's fire or something.
Exactly. So they're summoning this other thing. They're creating a technology through combining the materials of Earth, these things that they have access to on Earth, that they eventually have to battle. So the Super Freak was also a legacy Forealism suit. It was something that was made probably 8 years ago. And the Super Freak suit was made of fringe curtains that was in a local museum that were
garbage picks.
Recycled.
They
were recycled from the garbage and turned into this character. The character was all black and it was called Them. So Them lived in a box for 8 years, didn't see the light of day until we were like, we need a character to battle. We had the Black Ram, we had the Beast. We had a character that we wanted it to battle, but we were like, it needed to have some other element to it, and
then we decided to dip it in glitter.
So we mixed silicone, purple pigment, and glitter, coated the thing. So that thing weighed how much?
It was probably 30 pounds.
We talked about the characters. Let's talk about the filming process, what that was like.
Okay.
So with coming up with the specific story, the script of Thunderstorm music video, we went through a process of creating the story. We had an original concept that we changed based on the location that we were shooting and also the logistics of doing it and working with other people, having the crew to make it happen.
Yeah, I think originally we had like 8 characters in it or something like that.
Yeah, 6 or 8 characters.
It was like 4 on the good side and 4 on the bad side kind of thing.
There was a DJ that was a
giant mushroom cloud, basically.
Mushroom cloud DJ.
Some other character we had.
These characters were going to battle, and it was in a park. So through the process, we went and scouted locations, and we found that the location that we envisioned that original script didn't really work. It wasn't going to make sense. And also, as we developed the idea, we felt like that script didn't really work for this song. It may work for a different song, but not this one.
Yeah.
So through scouting locations, we finally found this location, the creek in the woods. And through that location, we quickly changed the script to fit.
Yeah, we did spend a long time scouting. That helped us. That was probably a big inspiration on the story too. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and finding that location helped us develop a story that was better than the original one that we had. So logistically, we had
these 3 giant suits.
Yeah, we had 3 characters. We had the 2 of us.
We had one day we had 3 people. It was us and one other person. I was the cameraman.
So with the characters, we rotated who played who. We shot Thunderstorm in 2 days. We had a limited amount of time to shoot because of the availability of the people that were helping us.
That was just the creek scene.
Right, just the creek scene.
Yeah,
we're talking about the creeks.
The fight scene with the beasts,
dude,
in the water. Yeah, there's
layers.
Yeah, so there's the creek scene, and then there's the clouds, and then there's our choreography.
Okay,
those are like the main 3 parts.
Let's break it down. Clouds, choreography, creek.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gonna talk about the clouds first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's break down the music video into the parts. We had the cloud realm, which you and I are in.
Yeah, right there.
We're doing the choreography. When we first shot that, we shot that scene in front of a green screen. The clouds were something that we created through a process of creating clouds where you take an aquarium filled with water and you pour milk in it and you record that in slow motion. That creates a cloud effect. This is something I learned by watching an old show called Movie Magic. They were looking at the process of how they made the clouds in James and the Giant Peach. The rhino character coming through the clouds. So we use the same process, the same techniques to create those clouds and put ourselves in that environment. Originally, we didn't have choreography. We didn't even have movement. We just stood there and said the lyrics.
The idea was to be like a statue or a stone kind of unmoving character.
Those representations of us would be more a spirit.
Yeah.
Ethereal, basically the essence of a thunderstorm.
The Force ghost of Obi-Wan or the Lion King.
Exactly. Yeah. I never thought about it like that, but yeah.
I don't think I have either, but
that's what happens when we do these podcasts. We have pretty good realizations. So then we went on with the editing and we decided that it would improve the video if we had choreography.
Movement in those parts where we were just, these parts.
Yeah. After we shot and edited the first cut of the music video, we decided to go back, create choreography that is based in Qigong to begin with, and then martial arts, and then our movement style that we developed based on our suits and the performance that we create through our suits. So we recorded that, the same process, green screen, added that to the background that we created with the clouds. Then
we did this creek scene.
Yeah, so
we did the creek scene first before anything.
So for the creek scene, we had 2 days to shoot. On the first day, we had his brother Jacob, also my son. Thomas is also my son.
Father-son duo.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. Father, son. Thomas, I am your father.
Son, father.
So his brother, his younger brother Jacob, was helping. On the first day, he was the Black Ram. And so the first day we shot the Black Ram and the Beast scenes. That was it. The second day, we shot everybody.
All 3 characters, yeah.
So Thomas was the cameraman the first day. So Jacob was the ram and I was the beast. And then on the second day, Jacob was the ram, the black ram. I was the beast. Thomas was the super freak. There are some scenes where you later on that we shot that day after they left, you were the ram. The super freak suit is very heavy. This suit is very heavy. This suit is like 25 pounds.
That one's got to be heavier.
Close to it, if not.
It was like I had a hero build from how swole I was from doing this music video. Temporarily. You know what I mean?
We'll figure out how much that weighs and put it in the video.
Yeah, we'll write it. We'll add that text in there.
So that's how we shot it. The creation, it's a creation story.
Yeah.
The beast and ram represent the forces of nature. And the super freak is like the original...
The original gangster?
No.
The original life form.
Yeah. Okay. So the super freak is like ancient life form.
So we have the super freak. What it can represent is the ancient life form, the original life form. Basically what everything evolved from. We like to look at that as Cthulhu. It's like the thing from the abyss. It came out of chaos, which that's another way of looking at the abyss again. Another common theme that we like to look at. It was created like there was this material and it came to life from electricity. Basically, it has that in it.
Yeah.
That's life. It has power.
Right. So the beast and ram represent the forces of nature.
Yeah.
Creating life forms, which is the super freak.
Yeah.
The early life forms, which evolve into...
It's the same as watering plants. That's what the thunderstorm does.
So taking electricity through lightning, rain, wind, matter, earth, materials, and creating that spark that creates life. And then that life, to survive, it needs to battle the forces of nature. But the forces of nature will always prevail. They'll always win, no matter what. And that's the natural cycle of things. That's what we're showing with the music video. Oh, you want to talk about the editing? We didn't do that. We got to talk about the lightning. Beast and Black Ram with their lightning, and also the Super Freak are like Sith Lords throwing bolts and electrocuting motherfuckers left and right. And so that was a technical process that you worked on.
I did all of it.
You did it all, yeah. The electricity, like, that was a process that took a long time. I mean, it's in a lot of the video.
Yeah, I had to find a program that would animate it basically by the pinpoints that I put. So I had to animate the pinpoints by frame, and you can't watch it in the program as you're doing it. So you have to like render tests, and that takes a while because it has to process all that frame by frame.
Tedious.
Yeah, it was
process.
tedious. It was tedious. I probably spent 10 days altogether, like 10 work days, just doing that.
Just the electricity.
There were issues with it too, like it would move on its own in some spots because it would have like keyframe memory from other clips that I had to like go back and delete, and it was just, it was a lot of work.
So yeah, I think that wraps it up. Maybe we should put some electricity in this video.
Okay.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us for another Crunchcast. Please like them, subscribe them, hit them notifications.
Smash all those buttons.
Headbutt, knee, and elbow. Like, subscribe, notify. If you like what we're doing, join our Patreon. You can also support us by getting some of that good Forealism swag.
That Forealism swag.
Handmade.
Yep.
We also have plenty of merch on our website. We got merch for every song that we release. So if you want to help support us, please do so. Take a listen to the song, watch the music video, and tell a friend.
Blast that shit, motherfucker.
Blast that shit, motherfucker. Until next time, stay crunchy.
Stay crunchy.
Oh, let's play this song.
Feel the shock. The house will rock. Feel the shock. The house will rock. Hear the boom. Feel the shock. Hold on tight. The house will rock. I am the thunder. I am the thunderstorm. I am the thunder. I am the thunderstorm.